Okay, so we're 10:49 to airtime. Coming up to 10 and a half to airtime in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. 10 and a half to airtime. Coming up 10 minutes and 1 mark. 10 minutes to airtime. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Tillamook, Seaside. Okay, we are just under 6 minutes airtime. Warm-up time tonight. The Tillamook High School Cheesemakers head into their final league game of the first round as they take on the Seaside Seagulls. The Cheesemakers are 12 wins and 3 losses on the season as they take on the 7-9 Seaside Seagulls. The Cheesemakers only a game in front of Seaside in Coapa League play as the Cheesemakers at 3-1 against the 2-2 Seaside Seagulls. Seaside has beaten Banks in double overtime. Obviously Banks, a team the Cheesemakers struggled with here at home, but in the end picked up the victory. Cheesemakers are coming off that nice win up in Ridgefield where they continued to play short-handed with the inside people being gone, but were able to pick up the win. And so the Cheesemakers 12-3 on the season, hoping to finish the first round of Coapa League play with a win here at home against the Seaside Seagulls. We're going to talk to Tillamook head coach Greg Warner about tonight's game after this word from the Tillamook Bay Community College. Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball and warm-up time, brought to you by the Tillamook Bay Community College. Before tonight's game, we had a chance to talk to Tillamook head coach Greg Warner, and here's what Greg had to say. Greg, coming to tonight's game, you had that nice non-league game. It was a good win for you up in Ridgefield. Short-handed inside, but kids really competed and caused problems outside.
They did. We had good ball pressure, and it was consistent. And we have to have that if we're going to play small. They were big, good-sized kids out on the floor, and so we had to, wear them down. And I felt that was really the reason why we ended up winning the game.
Yeah, you're having different kids continue to step up all the way through. I don't know who you actually look to as your leader, but the fact of the matter is you have a lot of kids doing a good job.
Yeah, and it has just been the shuffle, and we're pretty quiet as far as leading. You're not real vocal, so a lot of that falls on Bob and I, and we're okay with that. But sooner or later, the seniors are going to have to take charge. Even if they're not, getting majority of the time, if they're on the bench, you can still lead from the bench. So we need to have that consistently.
As you look at tonight's game, last game of the first round of Quappa League play becomes a really big game for you as far as staying in the hunt and having a shot at catching Astoria. What do you know about Seaside? What do you expect tonight?
Well, watching the JV game, we were up pretty good at half, and they come back and tied it. They're not going to quit. They got a good young group. They have a really good sophomore class. I expect them to, come in here and try and steal one like Astoria did. And so, teams know that we're down with our size. So I would imagine they'll try to go high-low, try to get the rebounds on us, and try and slow us down with our offense. So that's what my expectations are of the game.
Is there anybody that you're going to have to stop individually for them?
Blesher. He's a 6'2" senior that's a dynamite shooter, just a catch and shoot type kid. So we have to recognize where he's at all times. We worked on that in practice, but doing it in a game is another thing. So we have to communicate. We have to recognize where he's at, and we have to get all the rebounds.
You're still down Matt Bryant. Reed Smith has been out for the last week and a half with illness. Is he going to be back, and can he be a factor tonight?
Well, I hope so. In practice, he's still hacking and coughing. He had pneumonia, so it's still kind of lingering. I'm hoping to be able to use him spotting, especially if they're out rebounding us, to be able to use him in that role.
As you look at the importance of this game, pretty big, and it's at home. Does that get you excited, make you nervous? How do you think kids will respond to that?
It's a weird feeling this year. We almost feel better away from home. And I don't know what the reason is for that, but anyways, we have to adjust to it. It is a big game. You have to win your home games, especially when we lost the one to Astoria, and we have to head up there in a couple weeks. Scappoose plays at Astoria, so somebody's going to have to lose that game. So right now we're tied with Scappoose. Anyways, it could be a two-way tie for first. It could be a three-way tie. It could be, there's all kinds of combinations, but we have to win this game to have a chance at the end of league.
Well, Greg, wish you the best of luck and look for a fun game tonight here at home.
All right, thank you.
And again, we'd like to thank Greg Werner for his comments for tonight's game on warm-up time. We'll be back with more warm-up time after this word from the Tillamook Bay Community College. And that'll be a non-league game against Ridgefield. And then after that, they go to Tuesday, Friday, I think, the following week. And so certainly are a little bit of opportunity to re-heal here. But the Cheesemakers need a win tonight in order to keep things moving. They are also without substitute Motzinger tonight, as he's out sick as well, although he is at the game. He will not be suited down. Starting lineup tonight, first of all, for the Seaside Seagulls. At the guard, it'll be Henry Broderick. Broderick's 5'11" and a senior. The only other senior starter will be Bryn Blesher. Blesher is 6'2". He is the guy the Cheesemakers are going to have to stop. He's a very good outside shooter. As a junior starter, a 6'1" wing is Ian Hawksford. And then down low, it's going to be Nick Nelson at 6'1" and a sophomore, and Jason Fund at 6'3" and a sophomore. So a couple sophomores starting in the starting lineup for the Seaside Seagulls. Starting lineup for the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Again, Matt Bryant is out. Point guard tonight will be Dan Seaholm, 5'9", and a senior. The off guards tonight will be Timber Klon at 5'9" and a junior, and Josh Rodriguez at 5'8" and a senior. Josh Rodriguez has really been the outside threat for the Cheesemakers. Could be a key factor in this game, because I would not be surprised to see Seaside come and pack it in a zone. They watched film of the Astoria game, and that's how Astoria defeated the Cheesemakers. And so packing it in a zone seems to be the preferable way to play the Cheesemakers. Is also what we saw out of Banks. And so Seaside, not a huge team, but they'll outsize the Cheesemakers in a lot of positions. And so the Cheesemakers really going to have to play hard and push the ball inside if they're going to win this ball game, or get the good outside shooting night from somebody like Josh Rodriguez. Another guard actually turned to a forward now. A four-man for the Cheesemakers will be Jacob Begin. Jacob Begin is 6'1" and a junior. And finally down low, it's going to be Jordan Schreiber, the sophomore. He's 6'4", and they could really use a big game out of Jordan Schreiber. Again, a sophomore under head coach Greg Warner, as Greg really hoping that at some point he'll get his full complement of players back and they can go at it like he thought they were going to play this year. But Cheesemakers still 12-3. It's been a good season so far. They're 3-1 in league, and it's a critical game tonight. This has been warm-up time, brought to you by the Tillamook Bay Community College. We'll be back with the start of tonight's game between the Cheesemakers and the Seagulls after this 1-minute break for our sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please now rise and move your caps for the playing of our national anthem by the Tillamook High School Pit Band.
And the playing of the national anthem here at Tillamook High School Gymnasium on Bob Lamb Court. Randy Shield along with Bruce Rhodes, your broadcast crew, with the Tillamook Cheesemakers and the Seaside Seagulls. Get ready to toss it up. Bruce, I guess you just never know what to expect when you come into a Tillamook game, especially a Tillamook game when you're not sure who's going to play. Matt Bryant out, but Reed Smith back. That could certainly help.
Yes, and I know I heard that Reed lost a few pounds last week, and he does look a little thin, but you got to think that a chance tonight getting in the ball game is going to help give us one more big guy to work with.
And certainly pneumonia for a week and a half. It's not like Reed was bulked up before that game.
No.
I think most of us would like to be as bulked up as Reed is.
But he's been back at school since the beginning of the week.
Yep. So hopefully we'll be ready to go. In the middle, ready to toss it up. Schreiber on the near side. And the ball was tossed right on top of Schreiber's head. Hawksford would have had to poke him in the eye to get a piece of it, so they're going to toss it up again. Ball tip controlled by Hawksford, as Seaside will bring the ball left to right across your radio dial. Broderick goes onto the left wing to Hawksford. Out on top, whistle foul. Schreiber on the reach, clear out on top. Not where you want to get the foul, not when you're the one big guy the Cheesemakers have left.
He had to fight his way through a screen to get there, and by the time he got there, he was a little off balance and ended up committing a foul.
Gonna have to play smart now. Schreiber's missed some time in the last couple games with foul trouble. Seaside gonna go alley-oop, backside, hits the backboard. Cheesemakers get it on the turnover. Begin down with it. He goes right to left across the radio dial onto the right wing. Seaside does sit back in a 2-1-2 zone. Right wing, Rodriguez. Skip past left side. Dan Seaholm in for the first time in a couple games. Out on top to Klon. Timber makes spin move, goes to the free throw line. Triple team, kicks it out to Rodriguez. Josh, cross court, baseline, Begin. Back inside to the free throw line. Step, forces it up. Schreiber, no good. Got his own rebound, put it up and in. Good hard fight by Jordan Schreiber on his own follow to give Cheesemakers a lead 2-0.
And what you said before the game, Seaside packing it in. That's how it started that time.
Left wing with the ball, going to drive baseline all the way to hole, laid it up and in. Got beat on the wing. Scoring the first bucket is 2-2. Inside Klon. Out on top Schreiber. Free throw line, left side Rodriguez for 3. It's long, no good. Ball tipped out into the corner. Going to be Cheesemaker ball.
But making me nervous, Schreiber's right in the middle of every rebound.
Yep.
You'd hate to see him get it over the back here and pick up a second foul.
Especially a minute and 8 seconds into the ball game. With the ball out on top, Seaholm, that's Dan. They'll work it right to left, send a point guard through. Against his own, they'll reverse to the right wing. To Klon to Rodriguez. Again, Josh has been the most consistent long-range shooter for the Cheesemakers. Begin, hands to Klon. Klon down the lane. Whistle going to get a pushing call. Fortunate not to get the turnover on the travel. So the Cheesemakers, first personal foul drawn against the Seagulls. It'll be Tillamook ball underneath their own basket.
That's a foul on Hawksford that time.
Inbound play right side, Rodriguez, 4-3. Short, no good. Long rebound, Klon. He'll shoot from 10, good. Klon on the follow, and the Cheesemakers have won the battle on the board so far. Steal in backcourt, Rodriguez saved back to Klon. Great play. Tillamook with the ball on the turnover. To Schreiber, elbow jumper, good! Nice transition bucket, and the hard defense by Josh Rodriguez gets a freebie for the Cheesemakers. Ball's tipped far side out of bounds. Rodriguez almost had his second klepto of the ball game.
Well, I looked down at the stat sheet to make a mark. I looked up and Josh had the ball. He'd picked it clean.
Far side, Blasher going to call timeout. It's 32nd timeout. We'll take that one right here as well, with a 32nd timeout on the floor, which is about how long it'll take you to try to give Tyler Shield from Shield Computer Service a call. If your computer doesn't work, it's picked up a virus, or maybe it's just too darn slow, you now have another option in Tillamook, and that's Shield Computer Service. Software issues, or he can help you purchase a computer. You don't have to pay anything. So if you need help with your computer, call Shield Computer Service at 801-3063. That's 801-3063. 6-2, Tillamook lead here early in the ball game. Blesher on the far side brings it in to Broderick. Broderick going to work against a man-to-man. Hands off to the right wing. Goes backdoor cutter. Alley-oop, plays it up and in. Broderick with a nice backdoor pass. Got an easy two. Klon, quick transition going the other way. Down the lane, dishes, throws it out into the corner. Save there. Nice hustle by Begin. Cheesemakers still control. Up by 2. With the ball, right wing, Rodriguez into the corner. Begin, clear out on top. They're going to look right, go right to Seaholm. Set shot for 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Seaside. That ball almost pancaked on the backside.
On the backside.
That was weird. Seaside down with the ball. Last 2 trips, they've gotten easy buckets. Broderick hands near side to Blesher. Blesher, Seaholm with a challenge to stop Blesher. Free throw extended left side to Broderick. Going to run Blesher off a high screen. Nice jump of the passing lane as Broderick picks it up and then hands it off.
Looks like we're doing a lot of switching on the perimeter.
Blesher on the left wing. Blesher's the guy they're really working to keep an eye on. On top, cuts, turns, carried the ball down the lane, shot it up, he missed it. Rebound comes down to Schreiber. Cross-court pass, Seaholm. Cheesemakers push left side. Klon had a seam, didn't take it. Out on top to Seaholm, back to Klon, left side again. Hands all over him defensively, steps through, hands to Schreiber. Down the lane he goes. Going to be a call on the arm against Blesher. I think it'll be before the shot. It'll be Tillamook ball underneath.
Looks like he's pointing to the floor, so
Blesher will pick up his first personal foul with 4:35 left to play in the first period.
Seaside kind of just daring us to shoot from the outside here.
Really packing that zone in tight. Seaholm with the ball, free throw extended right side. He's going to work right to left around the top of the key on the dribble. Off to Klon. He'll toe the line for 3. It's no good again. Rebound controlled by Blesher for the Seagulls. 6-4, Tillamook with the lead. Seaside dressed all in red with light blue numbers and some silver striping. Comes across the timeline. Goes left side, down the baseline, cut off there. Hawksford, he reversed it back out on top to Nelson. Nelson has it poke checked away, but Broderick picks it up by midcourt. First quarter, high post, Fund, his first touch of the ball game. At the elbow, left side, going to drive inside, going to be a blocking foul against Rodriguez. Rodriguez thought there was a little bit of push-off as driving was Broderick, but the foul's going to go on Josh. That'll be his first personal, team second. Blesher, alley-oops inside, tipped away, picked off. Klon, it's 3-on-1. Klon, right side, down the lane, right-handed layup, lays it up and in. Klon went to his off hand and got an easy 2. Broderick the other way, traveled with the ball. Klon did a drive-by there. Broderick spun hard to get out of the way, and he went down with the turnover. Cheesemakers get it back.
Well, Timber did a nice job of finishing that last layup, like you said, with his offhand. So many times we see kids always want to go to their favorite hand, and Timber did a nice job there.
Oh, especially with left-handers. Almost never do you see a left-hander who goes to the right. Schreiber baseline. Nice move from the underneath. Worked his body up in front, kissed it off the glass for two. 10-4. Tillamook's largest lead of the ball game is 6. With the ball, Blesher going sideline right. Now he gets room to shoot the 3. It is no good, and it hits the bracket, and the Cheesemakers will get it back. That's Blesher's first shot from the outside. He's our leading scorer. He's going to get a little bit panicked to get the ball in the air here soon.
Boy, that one, he just dribbled right up to 2 guys and shot.
Klon gets it across the timeline, feeds in the middle, goes baseline to Schreiber. Schreiber out on top to Seaholm, left side to Klon. Pump fake, now he's going to drive. Running, jumper from 8. Hack, no call. Rebound comes down Seaside on the long dribble. Out they come, down the lane. Wild shot on the way, no good. Schreiber down with the board. Schreiber going to take it himself right down the middle, going the other way. All the way to the hole. Hank shoots and scores. Oh, what great body control by Jordan Schreiber for 2.
Boy, he's off to a great start tonight. 8 points already in this first quarter.
8 out of the Cheesemakers 12. With the ball on the right wing is Hawksford. Goes to the free throw line. Looks to lob it low to Fun. Got it, laid it up and in. Nice choice by Schreiber not to go down trying to block that shot and pick up his second foul.
Dan got posted up down low and a little bit of a mismatch size-wise.
Nathan gets ready to come into the game. Klon, right wing, stop, shoot, 15, good. Cheesemakers started to hit from the outside. Hasn't been 3-pointers, but they've hit a couple in that 15 to 18-foot range. Broderick with the ball across the timeline. He goes, cut off there. Cheesemakers get back on D, and then Broderick lost it out of bounds.
Again, that was just a drive-by, wasn't it?
It was just a run and a swing, and Broderick panicked, swung around, and booted the ball out of bounds. Reed Smith comes in. Jordan Schreiber going to sit down. He's a little bit winded. Timber Klon sits down with Nathan Seaholm checking in as well. Boy, what a great crowd on hand tonight. Student section all in black. 2 minutes left to play. First period, 14-6 Cheesemakers. Nathan, right wing to begin. Free throw line jumper. He's hit on the arm. He'll shoot 2. The call was made from clear underneath. Nice call from there as he had a hold about the elbow. Forced his way through. Got the ball up to the glass, but got the whistle, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
That's a foul a lot of times that doesn't get called.
Yes.
Because it wasn't big, but it certainly affected his shot.
Jacob begin. Free throw on the way. No good. He knew it was off the moment it left his hand. Put his head down and turned around to walk away before it even hit the rim.
Seaside goes kind of small with their subs right now.
They bring in Jason Spear, 5'11" senior, and Solar is a 6'1" sophomore, and 6'1's being generous, I think. Both free throws missed, and the rebound by Reed Smith lays it up and in. It was broken loose by Nathan Seaholm, and the Cheesemakers up by 10, 16-6. Nice start for Tillamook in this ball game. Stoller with the ball on the right side, almost lost it. Hands out on top to Nelson. Nelson, Cheesemakers come out, they're going to trap. Near side, they drop back in the zone. Hands off Broderick. Broderick, hands right side. Spear, pass inside, turnaround jumper, partially checked. Blesher has the ball off his hands, knocked out of bounds by Seaholm. It'll be Seaside ball. Reed Smith got a piece of that ball on the block from the free throw line jumper. Seaside underneath their own basket, minute 24 left to play in the first period. 16-6 Cheesemakers. Broderick working against that 2-3 zone. Bounce pass to the right wing, looks. Now he's going to move left to right, goes into the high post. Kicks it out to the right wing. Broderick looks to shoot. I don't think he wants to do that. Going to hand it back or pass left. Looks inside to Blesher. Seaholm or Rodriguez right on him. Broderick now going to shoot the 3, and he got only glass. Whistle, foul on the hold in backcourt, and the Cheesemakers will pick up the foul on Solar. That'll be the 4th team foul on the Seagulls.
And that may be why Broderick wasn't so anxious to shoot, because that flew about 3 feet by the basket.
That wasn't close. Cheesemakers in backcourt now going to face full court pressure. Goes off to Seaholm. Seaholm trips up Blesher. Cheesemakers push. Oh, should have been double dribble. No call. Left side, Nathan with the ball now. Pass inside to Smith. Smith going baseline. Stop. Going to get pushed from behind. It's going to be Spear. And that'll be the 5th team foul. And I will tell you, if the Astoria game had been called like this, would have been an entirely different ball game.
Yeah,
they called a very nice game so far.
They're calling a lot of little stuff that doesn't get blown on a lot of times, and it's making a difference right now.
Seaholm with the ball. Nathan on the right wing from Dan. Out to Rodriguez, going to run a little weave. A 3-man game on the far side. And they turn it over. On top, stepping through, picking off the ball. Spear going to go baseline. Little fade from 10 and hits. Tough shot. Jason Spear gets it to go with 25 seconds remaining in the quarter. Seaholm, he'll go coast to coast, lay it up and in.
No one ever stepped in front.
One problem with that defense, you got to stop the ball before you do anything else. Seaside with the ball, 10 seconds left, top of the key. Right wing to Broderick. I'd back off him. Off to Blesher on the right wing. He wants to shoot, throws up a prayer. It's no good, and that's the end. Blesher double teamed and standing still and still tried to get it up as a Cheesemaker in 1 minute.
Well, it could have been a foul there on him, but it was such a weird, awkward shot.
Well, it was way. Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball. Tillamook leads 18-8. Very good first quarter by the Mooks. Tillamook with a 10-point lead will have the ball on the far side. Student section stands up again as they do the entire ball game. Right to left come the Cheesemakers. Begin at the point. Off to Schreiber on the left wing. Goes baseline. Nathan Seaholm. 4-3. No good. Backside rebound. Almost stolen away by Smith. Whistle foul on the arm. It's going to be Seaholm. Cheesemakers tried to steal in backcourt. 3rd team foul against the Mooks.
Tillamook shot well that first quarter. 9 for 15.
0 for 4 from 3-point line.
Yeah, but like you said, they started kind of stepping in and hitting that 15-footer and then ended up with a couple of layups as well.
Yeah, you know, percentages say that missing a 3 is not as good as making a 2 just inside that line. So you might as well get the shot and take the one you can make. With the ball, Seaside on top. Cheesemakers in that 2-3 zone. Off the right wing, it's Spear. Spear hit a nice shot right before the end of the first quarter. To Broderick, back to Spear on the right side. Inside, high post. Cheesemakers cover the low post. It's the first time they've been able to do that. Tillamook has their largest lineup they can have in the game with Smith and Schreiber both in at one time. Seaside trying to get the ball inside, but working on the perimeter.
And Bletcher's not in the game right now, so he's their main outside threat.
Alley-oop, backside. Oh, man, Broderick absolutely launched that pass, which looked a lot like his three-pointer did last time. Apparently somebody zigged when they should have zagged. Oh, had Klon down the floor, didn't hit him on the long pass. Right wing, Tillamook with the ball. Seaholm, pick and roll out on the right wing to Smith. Stutters, powers up a shot. He's pushed underneath, no call. Ball comes out, going to be Seaholm or Smith, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be Nathan Seaholm with the foul, and that's going to bring Josh Rodriguez back in. I don't know that was really Nathan's fault as much as everybody pushing a little bit and somebody went down. So Seaside in backcourt, 4th team foul against Tillamook, just underway, 2nd period. Still
turnovers in that first quarter, 5 for Seaside and only 1 for the Mooks.
Cheesemakers taking care of the basketball early. Broderick bounce pass near side, gets it across the timeline with Hawksford. Hawksford, free throw extended right side, goes. Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball. It's halftime as we get ready for the start of the second half. Cheesemakers back on the floor, as are the Seaside Seagulls. As Tillamook 12-3, really, the fact that they lost that first game to the Astoria Fishermen, that first league game here, best you can hope for is to finish the league first round at 4-1, and Tillamook's a half away from doing that, and really can be right back in the mix of that Coapa League championship race, which they can I say they need to be?
Need to be, expect to be. Everyone expects them to be every year.
Yeah,
this year
they've won every league championship for the past several years. In fact, hadn't lost a league game for 2.5 years until they lost one this year. And so, Cheesemakers are the basketball power of the Coapa League, and there's no doubt about that. But that doesn't mean you win every year, as you can ask the USC Trojans in football about that.
Yeah, they don't just hand it to you just because you're the favorite.
So Seaside will bring the ball in to start the second half. They, in their red uniforms, will move right to left against Cheesemakers in their all white with red numbers. Tillamook stays in the 2-3 zone. Schreiber in the middle. They try to go high-low. Now kick out to the right wing for 3. Barely got iron. Saved back in, Klon, and out of bounds. Cheesemakers will give it up on the team rebound. As that ball really caught so little iron, it just kind of skipped straight through. Normally you expect a bounce. It was as close to an air ball as you can get without being one.
And those are hard to rebound.
Yeah.
There's no rhythm to them.
Bounce pass left side, Nelson. Nelson out on top to Broderick. They kind of back off him. Fredrickson going to go baseline, and he threw it far side, and Blesher's really frustrated. They can't even get a good pass to Blesher, who had a little bit of a hole on the backside looking to make a move.
Looks like they're maybe going to work Blecher down closer to the basket this half.
Tillamook's done a nice job defending against him on the perimeter. Rodriguez breaks the pressure, hands back to Seaholm. The Cheesemakers will work left to right into the corner. Rodriguez back to Seaholm. Double teaming Schreiber at the low post. They work around the top of the key. Left side Rodriguez for 3. Barely got iron. Begin with a long rebound. Keeps it alive for the Cheesemakers. Tillamook 0 for 9. Down the lane. Seaholm leaping, leaner, no good. Fun down with a rebound. Outlet, Seaside going to run right side. Broderick kicks to the left side to Fredrickson. Make that Hawksford. Don't know where I came up with Fredrickson. Hawksford for 3. It's no good. Rebound, though. Seaside gets it back.
That one you couldn't help. That was just a long rebound there.
Hawksford back into the baseline. Going to try to make the move. Kicks it out to the right wing. Blesher trying to get open on the left side, but they go right wing to Hawksford. Hawksford, double team.
Whoa.
Should have been a foul. No call down the lane. Dribbles baseline, kicks it off. Tillamook out of bounds. It'll be Seaside ball.
That's one of those, if it was a Hawksford dribbling, whoever for Seaside.
Or Fredrickson.
Also known as.
Also because they don't have a Fredrickson.
By keeping his balance, he actually kept us from getting a foul there.
Yes. With the ball, elbow right jumper, 15. It is round and finally falls in. A lot of rim on that, but Nick Nelson finally gets it to go. 25-16. It's a 9-point game. Cheesemakers, this is as close as they've been. Seaside for a while. Down the lane, tips baseline. Schreiber fouled, and he scores. As he goes to the baseline, got a man in the air, powered it up, got it to go in the bucket, and to go to the line trying to complete the 3-point play. Just what the doctor ordered, as Seaside had cut it to a single-digit lead.
Perfect setup by Josh Rodriguez, who penetrated, drew the defense to him, dumped it into Jordan.
6:03 left, third period, 27-16, Tillamook. Schreiber, free throw, it's good. So an 11-point Tillamook lead. Make that 12-point Tillamook lead at 28-16. Backcourt with the ball, Nelson. Nelson gets it across the timeline to Hawksford. Hawksford, as Cheesemakers drop back in the zone again. They came out man early. They haven't been man for most of the way now. Blesher, baseline, Nelson. Turnaround, quick fire. No good, air ball. Rebound comes long. Long pass tipped out of bounds, goes to the far side. That was a chancy pass. Cheesemakers, probably the best thing they could have happen there was have Seaside knock it out of bounds, which they did.
Well, you always wonder with what halftime adjustments are going to be made, and so far it doesn't look like Seaside has made anything significant.
And Seaside's trying to make some adjustments now as they call timeout. 28-16 Tillamook, 5:38 left in the third. We'll be back in 1 minute. Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball. 28-16 Tillamook with the lead. With 5:38 left to play in the third period, Tillamook has the ball underneath their own basket. Inbound play, going to run to the right wing. No, down the lane, going to go Seaholm. Shot miss. Rebound tip long. Schreiber saves it. Blesher should have fouled him. No call. Tillamook gets it back. Long rebound left wing. Klon going to go baseline. Slides inside. Kisses it off the glass for two. Nice body control by Timber Klon. Tillamook gets back up by 14. Down the lane. Check. Out of bounds. Oh, you see the hand go up like the foul, but the whistle didn't blow. It's out of bounds. It'll be Seaside ball instead of a foul on Jacob Begin.
And I think that actually went off the Seaside kid, but maybe Z just gave it to them instead of calling the foul.
I think it was fair.
Yeah, I do too.
Nelson baseline inside, nice pass. Fun gets an easy two. 30-18. Cheesemakers 12 is the lead. Seaholm gets the ball across timeline. He's done a nice job controlling the offense for the Cheesemakers. Baseline, 15-foot range. They swing around left side. Dan going to shoot for three. Good. You know, you got to put up enough of them until one of them goes in. Tillamook 1 for 10 from the three line.
And Seaside 0 for 9, so that's the 19th three.
Seaholm picked the passing lane, and I think he just jammed a finger pretty good. You could hear that pop, which you hate the sound of that.
That may be also on the weekend.
That's also the wrist, as he came flying by. Not going to show what hurts, but something does. 33-18. We cannot afford to have that be a wrist again. Seaside with the ball. Out on top comes near side to Hawksford. Hawksford gives it up, gets it back. Going inside. There's Blesher, and it's checked. Oh,
that's a terrible call from where he was.
Cheesemaker fans didn't like that as a little guy went up and capped Blesher. That was Rodriguez, his third personal, make that second personal foul. What a great job defensively as Blesher with a turnaround jumper, and Blesher, their leading scorer, 6'2", free throw line jumper. And boy, I got to tell you, that looked good from here.
It looked as good as it could be. And Blesher, he's taken 2 threes and a 2 and missed them all so far.
So he goes to the free throw line and missed the free throw. Boy, he is frustrated, and it's been a frustration caused by the Tillamook defense.
We've just been trailing him and been on his tail all night long.
Blesher, second free throw, looking for his first point of the night. He doesn't get it. Wow. Oh, Tillamook traveled in backcourt. No call. They have the ball. 15-point lead. Rodriguez at the baseline. Bump there. Out on top to Schreiber. Schreiber back to Rodriguez. They reverse. Nathan Seaholm. Oh, he traveled. Tillamook got by with 2 travels this trip down. Right wing Rodriguez. Step through. Forces it up.
How did that go in?
And that was a prayer by Josh Rodriguez.
I don't even think he shot it.
It's kind of like a pass inside that went in the bucket. 35-18. That was a prayer answered. 17-point lead, largest of the ball game. Some nights you got to be happy. Blesher near side, Rodriguez on him. Cut off, they go baseline to Fun. Tillamook switches back to a man this trip down. Inside to Nelson, who throws it away. No, it's tipped off. Schreiber out of bounds.
That last foul on Josh was his second, so yeah. I hope he's aware, although he tends to play at one speed out there.
3:29 left to play in the third period. 35-18. Greg saying, wait a minute, I don't think we tipped that out of bounds. Chances are they're not going to change it based on Greg's feelings. Broderick with the ball out on top. Cross court, almost threw it away, and then he does. Hawksford on the far side. Now he jammed his wrist.
It hit his hand and just bounced straight away from him. One of those must have jammed it.
He must have, as he'll come out of the ball game.
Boy, and he's really holding it funny, isn't he? Coach looks at it. I don't see anything wrong with it.
I don't see. He's saying right here. Coach is going, yeah, I don't see anything. Toughen up.
Yeah.
17-point Tillamook lead. Schreiber got it inside, had it stripped away. Tried to take it to the ground on the dribble at the free throw line. Had it batted away. People collapsing on Schreiber very quickly. Near side out on top. Blesher tipped. Whistle foul going to be Klon. That'll only be the second team foul on the Cheesemakers this half.
not a physical game either way.
No, both teams have been in the zone most of the time, and the ball's gone around the perimeter a lot.
Almost all the fouls have just been little reaches and things.
Actually, not a hard game to officiate.
No.
Not compared to what we saw with Astoria. It's also been much better officiated than the game we saw. I don't know if one comes with the other or not. Pass tipped away by Klon and out of bounds.
If you're a point guard, playing against Timber and Josh all game long would just get frustrated.
It'd be kind of like a bad dream.
Yep.
First of all, you think they have 6 players on their team because they guard both sides of you with 1 man. Down the lane, Perry tipped away, almost picked off by Seaholm. Goes to Nelson in the corner. Nelson, pass on top, tipped away, stolen. Rodriguez, and he's fouled. It's actually Klon that came up with it after Josh tipped it away, and he's tripped up. That'll be the second team foul. Tillamook will have it out on the far side. Randy Shield and Bruce Rhodes with you here over FM 94.3 KTIL in Tillamook.
First player to get 3 fouls in the game is Spear for Seaside.
Timber Klon, left side, Nathan. Nathan Seaholm, out on top. Schreiber, Nathan. Lane catch, Schreiber top of the key. He's going to try to move, goes baseline. Seaholm. Seaholm, whistle and a foul. Going to be on Spear, and I believe, we'll see. Yep, it'll be on Spear, and that'll be 4. So he's leading the pack, first one to get 3. Now he's the first one to get 4. Billy Westerholm going to try to get somebody in for him quickly. Spear, not a starter, but has played a lot.
He scored 4 points, which is as much as anybody has for him.
Eddie Soler, a 6'1 sophomore, checks into the ball game for him. Tillamook on the inbound. They run out to Klon, left side to Rodriguez in the corner. Go to Begin at the elbow. Begin, triple team, backs it on out. Lucky to keep control of it. To Klon, baseline, looks inside, going to try to slide backdoor. Goes baseline to Schreiber. Good quick ball movement left side. Baseline Begin. Had Schreiber inside, missed him. Off to Klon, right wing. Seaholm traveled with the ball.
Yeah.
Little up fake and his feet came off the ground as he got ready to drive. Cheesemakers turn it over. Only the 4th time in the ball game.
Seaside doing a little extra trapping on defense. There should be somebody open.
Cheesemakers, I think at any time could try to pull him out of that zone if they'd like. 35-18. I guess maybe you don't want him out with a 17-point lead. On top with the ball, Blesher, great defense, tipped away, he lost it, finally picked off by Seaholm. Seaholm, right side, Klon to the hole, checks it out of bounds. Seaholm popped that ball loose and Blesher just flat lost it. He was looking up in the rafters for it, bounced right behind him, Seaholm went and got it back.
That's the 13th turnover for Seaside.
9 extra possessions by the Cheesemakers. Inbound Rodriguez for 3. Good. Catch and shoot by Josh Rodriguez. It's a 20-point Tillamook lead all of a sudden. Remember, the Cheesemakers had Seaside back to within 9, but Tillamook has gone on a 13-2 run since then. Right wing, 3-pointer on the way. It's no good. Begin with a rebound after a ball only hit the rim. Down the floor. Seaholm, baseline, Rodriguez reverses, Schreiber inside, good ball movement, shot on the way, partially deflected, saved back, Seaside comes down with it. Outlet, far side, Broderick down the floor, crossover, got a high dribble, bounce pass Blesher, shot from 15, still can't hit, offensive rebound, Nelson lays it up and in. So the Cheesemakers try to get a quick one-on-one in, instead give up a quick one on the other. Begin, almost throws it away. Into the corner, Nathan, 18, it's good. No, they said it was 3-pointer. Thought he was alive, but instead it's 3. So Nathan gets a 3-point bucket, and the Cheesemakers lead is 21. Under 30 seconds left, 3rd period.
And all of a sudden the threes are falling.
And Broderick throws it away again. Dan Seaholm going to come back into the ball game as Timber Klon sits down and Schreiber sits down.
Dan's hand looks okay there.
Yep. So the Cheesemakers with a 21-point lead and 20 seconds left to play in the 3rd period. On top, Begin. Back to Seaholm with 10 seconds left. Now they run the offense. Inside to Rodriguez. Long skip past Nathan. Left side. On top, Dan. For 3. Short, no good. Rebound, Blesher down with the ball. And that's the end of the third period of play. It's 41-20. Cheesemakers up big. We'll be back in 1 minute. As Tillamook Cheesemakers lead 41-20. We got to listen to these numbers, Bruce, because our bonus. 364.
Oh, no.
We were only 11 off on this end. Ben gave us a bonus of 50-50 drawing tickets. Shows how much he thinks of us.
That's right.
Our bonus is the same it's been every time Ben's given us that bonus. But we're actually close that time. Got to be happy with that. Tillamook with the ball inbound left side. Outside Rodriguez to the high post to Schreiber. Crossover down the lane, has a man open on the backside, jumps it up nonetheless. Got his own rebound, put it up, didn't get it to go. Begin down with a rebound.
Oh no, that's a terrible call.
Begin not happy with that. And the alternating possession will go to Seaside. 7:42 left to play in the ball game. Seaside down with the ball. Schreiber thought he got fouled and then Begin. The ball was just not tied up very long. Quick whistle there. With the ball on the right wing, Cheesemakers come out. Man, whistle. Foul going to be on Seaholm. That's Dan. That'll be the third team foul against the Cheesemakers here in the second half. Non-shooter, of course. As Greg's still talking about the call down here on the jump ball, that he didn't like it. I think he got his point across. With the ball, Blesher goes in, jump shot, quick side right, no good. Rebound, Begin down with the ball. Begin not very big, but he sure battles on the board hard. Seaholm quickly down the lane, right wing to Klon. Klon step through, jumper 15, gonna miss left side. Rebound Broderick, he's gonna push the other way. Quick down court pass to Solar. Solar just missed the last shot, not gonna take another one now as the sophomore backs it out. Hands to Broderick, tries to go backdoor to Blesher. They go high post to Nelson, looking backdoor. Great defense by Klon. Down the lane, Broderick lays it up and in. Broderick only 4 points in the ball game, but they've been close. 41-22. Cheesemakers with the big lead. Left side, Klon. Klon steps, elbow left jumper, good. Klon hits the jumper from the left elbow, and the Cheesemakers lead right back up to 21 again. With the ball left side, Solar. Solar out on top, reverses right wing. Broderick waiting. Trying to go alley-oop backside to Solar. Tipped away, loose on the floor. Still loose. Schreiber picks it up, trying to get rid of it. Feeds it back. Nice job by Seaholm. Or by Schreiber down the lane. Klon into traffic. Under pressure. Bounces it off the glass and down. They haven't called the offense or the blocking on that either way. They've let him play. This time it's going to be a blocking foul, shooting two, going to be on Begin. Broderick saw or make that Blesher on the other end. Tried to draw the charge. This time he tried to create the charge. Didn't get the whistle on one. Cheesemakers got the bucket to go, lead by 23, but he does draw the foul on Begin at the other end.
That's kind of funny because Jacob was standing next to a Seaside kid.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a foul on the Seaside kid as much as anybody, but Jacob picks it up.
Blesher gets his first point of the ball game.
With 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Wow. Their leading scorer. Great shooter from the outside. He missed the shot, followed it, got his own rebound, and he's fouled. That should have been a lane violation.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no way Blesher could have gotten there without the lane violation. But instead, Blesher will go to the line, and he'll shoot two again. That was one of those kind of like knockout. As soon as he let it go, he was on his way to the rim.
And Bob and Greg are making sure Z watches it this time.
Blesher free throw is good. His second point of the ball game. Tillamook's still up by 21. Tillamook's done a very nice job on him defensively tonight. Second free throw is good. Cheesemakers with the ball. Coming the other way. Into the corner, left side, Rodriguez. Quick pull, rattles it in and out, no good. Tillamook is not going to go down without, or win this thing without a whole lot of swinging and shooting.
Well, if it's out of bounds, it's got to be our ball.
And it's going to be Tillamook ball out of bounds. Seaside fans didn't like that. But it was.
It was our ball one way or the other because the ball was rolling off of their player, and we tipped it. And if it was out of bounds on the black line, then it was off the Seaside guy.
And so it does go to the Cheesemakers on the turnover. Tillamook by 20. With the ball on the right wing. Schreiber, nice spin move down the lane. Tough shot for 2. Oh, what a nice play by the sophomore. 47-25 foul in backcourt. And Nathan Seaholm will quickly get off the bench as Josh Rodriguez picks up number 3. 5:32 left to play in the game. 22-point Tillamook lead.
Starting to get a little bit of a ragged feel to it out there.
Yeah, and the Cheesemakers have stopped offense. They have gone to shooting.
That's right.
There is no shot they don't like right now.
Any ball that's anywhere in the front court, they're looking to shoot it up.
I am ready, aimed, and the trigger is cocked. With the ball right wing, Seaside. Into the high post to Fund. Fund with the ball out on top. Waits. Pass inside. Goes baseline. Save back in. Off again. As Blesher had it going out of bounds, just threw it back in and hit Begin in the chest. And he couldn't hang on. Blesher inbound. Save back in. Nice play. Begin down the floor, but Seaside comes up with it. Oh, and travels for the ball. No call, and now stolen away. No tipped away, but it goes back to Seaside from behind. Cheesemakers extend the defense. They go inside. Turnaround jumper from 7. No good. Schreiber high. Outlet to Klon. Klon out of backcourt with the ball goes to Seaholm, and the Cheesemakers control. 4:47 left to play in the game. Seaside now comes out in the man-to-man defense. Left wing Begin. Step through right wing to Seaholm. Down the lane, pump through. No. Crossover off the glass for 2.
Nice move by Dan. Covered some good ground there.
Blesher down with the ball. Goes right side. Hawksford waits. Kicks it out on top and sets up the offense. Cheesemakers stay in their man. Talking very well about Blesher. Jumper left side from 18. No good. Rebound comes down. Schreiber tipped away, but it comes out to Klon. Timber baseline. Oh, had Begin there, but it was tipped and out of bounds. It goes halfway through the final period of play.
We just make sure we know where Bletcher is every time down the court, and somebody is following him within about a half an arm's length.
They have done such a nice job communicating in the zone. Reed Smith gets ready to check back in. Cross-court pass, it's jumped and picked up. Down the floor, lays it up and in. With the steal was Eddie Soler, the sophomore. Telegraphed that pass, and he got a good run and made the turnover look fairly easy. 49-27, Cheesemakers. Schreiber on top. Running cutters on the backside, left side Seaholm. He'll shoot for 3 again. It's no good. Rebound tipped out, but it goes long to Hawksford. Hawksford runs to the corner on the left side. Has only a right-handed dribble. He toes the line for 3 under a 2, a long 2. It's no good, but the offensive rebound by Seaside. Blesher gets the shot. It's no good from 3. Now it's loose on the floor. Hawksford goes down and Begin. And Seaside, Hawksford, I think he got the wind knocked out of him because Begin landed on top of him.
They both went for the ball, and as the ball went to the ground, they both went to the ground, but I think you're right. I think he ended up underneath Jacob.
Yeah. He rolled over, patted himself on the chest and said, "Win," and he's trying to get some of it back. And so they're going to have to sub for him since it was a injury timeout, I believe, although Seaside hasn't gotten anybody off the bench. It's the same kid that hurt his left hand. The coach looked at it and went, "Yeah, looks fine to me."
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit injury prone, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
Tillamook has done such a great job of taking care of the ball. Only 5 turnovers at this point in the ball game.
3:19 left to play in the game. Tillamook will bring it in front of their own basket. With the ball, it'll be Rodriguez. He'll go into Seaholm. Seaholm will push it right down in the paint, throws up a wild shot with the left hand. No good, and Blesher going to come back the other way. He lost it, got it back, going to baseline, inside, whistle. Oh, did he count that? That should have Should not have been a bucket, but it's good. And the bucket by Solar, and he'll go to the line trying to complete the three-point play, but there's going to be timeout on the floor. It's 49-29, Tillamook with 3:10 left to play. We'll be back in 1 minute.
A lot of
Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball. Seaside misses a free throw. Tillamook has the ball, up by 20. Left side, Dan Seaholm with the ball as Schreiber sits down. They go 1-4 high. Seaholm goes to the right wing. And Blesher just took something. He kind of winces down the lane. Rodriguez has it checked. Broderick comes down with the ball. Broderick at the other end, free throw line, kicks out. Blesher left wing. Blesher, there's McGinn with a hand in his face. Blesher really doesn't look to have a lot of offensive moves to create a shot, or at least he hasn't chosen to go that way. Three-pointer right wing spear. It's no good, and the rebound goes all the way out of bounds on the far side.
And pretty much he just sets up at the three-point line.
Yeah, I'm guessing if you leave him alone, he's going to score points. Tillamook hasn't done that. And by the way, that'd be a bad plan. As Blesher sits down as Olbrich comes in.
And Blesher with 3 free throws is all tonight.
Wow. On one trip down the floor.
That's right.
He scored points 1 trip down the floor in the entire ball game, and he's their leading offense. On top, Reed Smith, clear out on top of the key. Reed uses a dribble, then hands back to Seaholm on the left side. Seaholm to Seaholm. Dan to Nathan. Nathan needs some help. Finally hands back to begin. Jacob goes left, then goes between his legs on the dribble, and then passes left to Dan Seaholm. Dan going to get a screen from his brother. Now pass to the right wing to Josh. Seaside going to empty their bench. Cheesemakers, I think, will do the same. Rodriguez goes baseline, whistle foul. That'll be the 4th team foul. Not a one-on-one yet. And the Cheesemakers will have the ball back with a minute, or have the ball still with 1:30 left to play in the game.
Obviously, Coach Werner talked to Tillamook kids about burning a so time out there.
Yeah, that was not the plan earlier in this quarter.
It was chuck and duck.
So Tillamook will bring it in underneath their own basket. Jacob calling out the play. Into the ball game comes Trevor Cooley. Begin underneath his own basket with the ball over his head, comes into Smith, and they'll work it left to right around the top of the key. They try to go back to Cooley. Rodriguez going to go down the line, and he's fouled. Belly bumping him the whole way, and Spear really worked to get foul number 5.
I think he's done for the night.
Bill Westerholm tried to advocate for the offensive foul on Josh Rodriguez. That would have been a tough call to make there.
Yeah, that's not the right call at all, even though
Yeah,
Spear worked hard.